Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me set up this room real quick and then we can get started. So let me go ahead and update everything right here. Market's about to open pretty soon. So let me just finish setting this up right here. We got about 6 minutes till market open. So all right, once that gets set up, I'm gonna send out the Zoom link to the rest of the members here. Let me just get this link sent out to you guys over here. All right, cool. Link sent out right there. Let me finish setting up the YouTube real quick, and then I think we should be good to go. All right, cool. People are making their way in. So I'm gonna let this load up real quick. Once it's done loading up, we can we can get started. So let's see what we got over here. Market opens in about 5 minutes. We have some heavy news this morning, guys. We have flash PMI coming at 645. So if we don't get the breakout entry right away, we're probably not going to take it because this is definitely going to affect the market. And then all throughout the morning, we have some news as well. 8 o'clock, we have Fed member Bostic speaking. We have the crude oil inventories released at 7:30. So we have a lot of news this morning. So it's going to be, it's going to be a bit risky, but we're going to try to make the best of it. So let me just go ahead and send the link out to everyone over here, and then we can get started. Market opens in about 4 minutes. Sorry that I'm getting started late, guys. I had to handle some. There's a guy that used to be in K2. He's basically scamming people, so I had to go figure all that out. I'll tell you guys who it was in a little bit. It's this guy that he just sucks at trading. He's been blowing like $10,000 to $20,000 like every week or like every month. So I'll show you guys who I was talking about in a little bit. Let me just finish sending this out, and then I'll do that. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm starting a little late, because I had a bunch of complaints, so I had to go figure out who they were talking about. This guy pretty much blocked me on Telegram, so I couldn't look him up, but I knew exactly who he was. He has a very distinct name, a very distinct picture. So let me get this sent out over here real quick. So let me just send this out over here. All right, I think we're good to go. So we got 3 minutes to market open. I'm going to analyze US 30 really quick before market open, and then we'll take that, and then we'll move on with the session. So looking at US 30 right here, looks like we have it's in the middle on the 10-minute. It's between, it's right in the middle right now. So depending on where market opens, we'll determine whether it's bullish or bias. Looking at the 3-minute over here, it's the same thing. It's right down the middle. It's just super indecisive. And then lastly, we have the 1 minute over here, which is somewhat bearish. So as you guys can see, looking at all the time frames over here, it's going to be a risky time to trade. Reason for that is because there was a lot of news this morning. So we had news at 6 o'clock. Actually, Fed member Bowman is speaking right now. So he's speaking. And then we also have flash PMI coming at 645. So I don't know if we're going to take this breakout entry right here. It's definitely not clear, right? Looking at the 1 minute here, it's still down the middle. 3 minute, it's literally down the middle. It's somewhat bullish. And the 10-minute over here, it's somewhat bullish as well. So I'll follow it and see where it goes from here. Market opens in about 2 minutes. We have no bias here on the technical side. Looking at the fundamental side over here, we also, market hasn't opened yet, but looking at the futures data, it is bullish. Not very strong, but it is bullish. Look like Southwest CEO stepping down. I don't know if Southwest is in US 30. I don't think it's there anymore. Right? Yeah, it's just bulling. So Southwest isn't even on US 30 anymore. But anyways, we'll see where the market goes once everything opens up. So as you can see right here on the 10-minute, we'll see where this candle closes. If it closes below, then we'll have a bearish bias for the technical side. If it closes above, we'll have a bullish bias. And we just got to make sure that the the fundamentals match with it. Morning, Roman. Morning, Miles. Morning, everybody. So let me see what else we got over here. Morning, Larry. Morning, Peter. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Peter. Morning, Nick. Morning, Twister. Not Peter. We're not talking about, or maybe it might be Pikachu because he's been coming in with fake names, and he's basically the guy that's been disliking the video. So I figured out who's been disliking the videos. This one guy that used to be in K2 before, but it's I don't know if it's Pikachu or someone else that's kind of acting like him. Morning, Kimberly. All right, so market's gonna open right now in about 30 seconds. We have about 20 seconds right here on the timer. It looks like it's gonna be bearish for the technical side. Reason for that is prices below the pivots. The trend meter is red. The 3-minute here hasn't really confirmed it yet. And here on the 1-minute, it's below and it's red as well. So looking at the technical side over here, it looks pretty bearish. But we'll see what happens when the actual market opens. So market's now officially open. I'll refresh this right here. Refresh it one more time. Hasn't updated yet. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like we have somewhat of a bearish bias here for US 30 on the technical side. But looking over here on the fundamental side, looks like it's right down the middle. Refresh this. It's up 33 points, not up that much, but we'll see where it goes. So it's 6:30 right now. We have high impact news coming in about 15 minutes. We have the flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI right here. So that's going to definitely affect the market. So if we don't get this breakout entry in the in the next couple minutes, then we're probably just going to hold off on taking it. So all right, we'll see where it goes from here. Let's check out the bias again over here. Bias is still bullish. It's 30 pips up. It's not very bullish. It's barely there. It's right down the middle. So it's 30 points right now up. But looking at the technical side over here, we still wouldn't take this trade until we get a buy signal that crosses above here. So we need to close above here in order for it to be somewhat valid. But we'll have to wait and see where it goes from there because everything is kind of going in the opposite direction. 10-minute right here is going the opposite direction. It's bearish. The 3-minute is bearish here as well. The only thing that's moving bullish would be this 1-minute over here. So what I'd be more inclined to enter is if this comes back down. The fundamental bias right here is bullish. It's only up 40 points, but if it swings back down below, then it'll swing back to where the original technical bias was. So anyways, guys, we'll wait the next couple minutes, see where this moves to. Still, this wouldn't be a buy entry even if we wanted to take it here. We would need this buy signal to close above, but I'm not going to take this trade over here because it's not really going as smooth as we would have wanted it to be taking this trade here. So it's 2 pips above right here. 2 points. So yeah, the bullish, the bias here looks like it's starting to shift to the bullish side, but with the news coming up in like 13 minutes or so, you guys can see this. This is like clear manipulation, right? Price came down, it spiked up, and they came right back down. So you can see from market open right here, it actually dropped about 300 to 400 pips. And then from this point, it shot all the way back up about 600 points or 600 pips. And then again, down here, it shot all the way back down about 1,000 pips, almost 600 to 700 pips right there. So as you guys can see right here, this is the reason why we don't take the trade on open when it's not, it's not really clear, because obviously you can see it's just ranging back and forth. It's basically whipsawing back and forth. Generally, it should be a smooth move down on open or a smooth move up, like how we did yesterday, right? When we took that out, when we took the trade and that hit TP. When the market's like this is mostly because news is coming up right here. A lot of people are gambling on the news that's coming up in the next 10 minutes or so. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys are looking to enter trades right now, it's not really the time to enter trades because we have this news event coming up in about 10 minutes. So looking at the fundamental side, I'm waiting to see, where the confirmation is going to point us towards, because right here, the bias right now is still bullish. It's 26 points up, but it looks like it's starting to shift downwards. So if it starts to shift downwards, then, the bias is going to change. Hey, morning, Steven. Morning, Kyle. Morning, Tommy. Morning win, morning short scene. Yeah, guys, exactly, Tommy. Ugly breakout. There's really no, well, our bias was a bearish bias here, but obviously you can see here the fundamental side wasn't bearish. That's why we didn't take it right away. And, I'm glad we didn't, because this would have reversed on us pretty heavily. Let's see if we would have survived this move if we took, actually, we wouldn't even take that one right there. It would be the next one. It would have been this one right here. So this technically would have been the move right here. If someone took the breakout. Actually, we wouldn't have taken this breakout here because the fundamentals were green. We would need this to be red in order for us to take that breakout in that direction. That's why we didn't take it, because the fundamentals were green, but the technicals were bearish. The reason why it was bearish is that price was below the pivots, trend meter was red. But looking at the fundamentals over here, this was up like 50 points, or yeah, 50 points. So that's why we held off on taking that trade there. It's really choppy right now. It's not really moving smoothly, and we have a huge wick above here too. So I think this is probably going to drop, but I mean, we'll see. We have news coming up in about 10 minutes. So once that happens, it'll probably spike price one way or the other anyways. And, just keep in mind that Fed member Bowman is speaking right now. So we have one Fed member speaking right now. And then again, we have the next Fed member speaking at 8 o'clock, Fed member Bostic right here. So we got a lot of news this morning. So we're going to be, as cautious as possible when taking these trades here. I'll turn on my alerts, and then we should be good to go. But there goes that bearish move that I was just talking about right there. I mean, I'll just mark it up right here so that you guys can follow it if you guys wanted to. But, like I mentioned, this isn't a trade that we're in. It's not a trade that I plan on entering late. It's not a trade at all that I'm interested in. I'm just marking it up just so that you guys can see it. And the reason why I wouldn't enter that trade is because the fundamental bias here is still on the green side, right? I don't want to trade against fundamentals here, because the technicals always follow the fundamentals. The only problem with this here is that it's not, well, the only issue with this here is that it's not very strong. It's only 17 points above. This can easily shift down to the red side at any moment. And that's probably what's going to happen, because a lot of people are anticipating it to recover, right? Because of the big drops yesterday. But it can do the complete opposite. So let's check out the retail traders. It's at 50% short. So retail traders are straight down the middle. There's no direction that's been set. It's pretty much just straight down the middle. And this is something that we also don't like, because we like it when retail traders are trading one direction, and we usually trade the opposite. So we like it when it's like 70% short or 70% long, and then we just take trades in the opposite direction. So going back over here to the fundamental side, you can see it's starting to shift, right? It's starting to shift to the red side. So we got everything set up over here. It's right down the middle, not really one-sided at all. It's 6:37 right now. I'm probably not going to take any trades until the news is over. We have the news coming up at 6:45. It's 6:37 right now. But yeah, once that's all set up, we should be, there you go. See, that's shifting out to the red side. It's doing exactly what we anticipated, but it's right down the middle. It's just bouncing back and forth. And there you go with that trade right there for whoever was looking at it. All right. Cool. So this is still a risky trade. I'm not in the trade. I'm not even thinking about taking it. It's because we have the news coming up in about 10 minutes. The last thing you want to do is enter trade right before news. And then when news happens, it either spikes in your direction or it spikes against you, and you're just gambling at that point. So I don't recommend anyone trade during news, because you really can't predict news, right? No matter like what the forecast is right here, like the forecast right here for the PMI news is supposed to be positive. However, we really don't know if it's going to be positive or not. It can be complete opposite, or it can be perfectly fine as is. But the problem with this is that when this shows positive, a lot of people are already leaning towards the positive side. So what might happen is people will end up buying, and then what could happen is they'll have a quick spike up and then an immediate spike down. That's generally what happens when price gets manipulated due to news. So we'll follow through with that shortly, but I'm probably going to hold off on taking any new trades right now. Yeah, Nick said that there's such a huge wick on the 10-minute, exactly, right? Huge wick right there. It's pretty much like a huge doji. Usually when the market, like when the first candle opens like this is a huge, like a hugely manipulated candle. Because generally when the market opens, it's supposed to be pretty smooth. Like, let me see if I could find, I know the one from yesterday wasn't that good either. So this one was a big wick too, but it was a bullish wick, right? So this right here is the opening candle from yesterday, I believe. So you can see the huge wick right here. This was yesterday. This was not yesterday, but Monday. Huge wick right here, but it was a bullish candle, right? It was like it was a hammer. So following that right there, look what happened. Straight bullish move up. And this is how we made that profit on Monday, right? If you go back to my profits over here and you guys see the trade that we took on Monday was at the 21st. All right, so the 21st right here. Yeah, so there's a trade we took to buy, right? Smooth move up right there. That's generally how it's supposed to look. Yesterday was kind of choppy, 22nd. Let's see. So yesterday and today was pretty choppy overall, but it was still a pretty bearish candle. But going back to this one right here, the candle just closed. So there's that that bearish candle that we were looking at. You can see it drop right there. This is why I have a bearish bias, because I feel like it's going to come down. Also, this would be technically a snipe entry, but I'm not going to take this right here because of the news coming up in 5 minutes. So I'm going to wait for the news to pass, but I'll just mark it up here. This is going to be the it's technically a snipe entry, but I'm not taking it because we have news coming up in 5 minutes. So flash PMI, this news usually affects it pretty heavily. Flash PMI for both manufacturing and services, because it directly affects a lot of the stocks in the the Dow 30 index, which is what we're following. So I'm not going to mess with this right here. Just going to mark it up for you guys if you guys plan on following it. But yeah, we'll see. The news is coming in about 4 minutes. Miles is asking, you can't trade 2 minutes before or 2 minutes after when you're funded, correct? I don't know if they changed the rules. When I first started trading, it was 5 minutes, Miles. So I'm not sure if they changed it to 2 minutes to make it closer. But when I first started FTMO, like I joined FTMO like last June. So I've been in FTMO for a long time. The rules back then was 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. So I'm not sure if they tightened it. I don't even trade at news at all. So, it doesn't directly affect me. And that's only entering and exiting trades. If you're already in a trade, it's fine, but it's just entering and exiting. You wouldn't be able to, around those times. Cheryl said, is there a way to watch the news live? Can't seem to find it. My Google skills suck. Yeah, you can just pull up CNBC. So you can just Google, let's see, CNBC live stream. This is what I used to do before when I was. So if you Google CNBC live stream, Charlotte, you can pull it up right here. This website comes up. It's like 123 News. I used to go on this like every morning and watch the news while we were.
Now I'm trying to not drink as much.
And they're talking about all the stocks right here.
We'll see what the law firm.
Oh, that's cool. They're actually on the stock. They're on the stock floor now. Before they were in their little what's it called, like their little screening place, but now they're in the actual stock market, the New York Stock Exchange floor. So Cheryl, if you want to watch the news live, just Google CNBC live stream and click on the one that says 123news.tv, and you can watch the news here directly. Stream it for free. I used to pay for this, but if you want it for free, you can watch it right there. So all right, going back to the charts over here. This is pretty much what we're looking at. As you can see, not really much is happening. It's kind of just consolidating right now. The news is going to happen in 2 minutes. Once that happens, it'll probably spike one way or the other. It'll spike up or it'll spike down. But we'll see what happens after that flash PMI. All right. We got about 2 minutes. We got about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Yeah, no problem, Cheryl. Got some time right here. I don't think there's any other news that we're following over here. So we got a 1 minute signal over there on the 1 minute. And we'll see where it goes from here. So we got 1 minute till news. And we'll see where they decide to spike price. And then after that, we have crude oil inventories at 7:30. So we'll try to catch a scalp before that and try to get out by 7:30. And then after that, we might be done because we have Fed member Bostic speaking at 8. So it's just a heavy news morning. I gave you guys a warning yesterday on the premium channel. So if you guys saw my post yesterday, I actually posted up the news right here to show you guys that there was a lot of news this morning. All right, cool. So as you can see right there, it's starting to spike up, right? This is why we don't trade prior to news, because you might get caught in this whip. It's called a whipsaw action. So if you guys aren't really familiar with like these terminologies, it's called a whipsaw, where price spikes up and then it spikes back down, or it spikes down and it spikes back up, based off the news. So you can see right here, it's starting to pump up a little bit. This is the reason why I wouldn't have taken this trade, because I didn't want to get caught in this type of movement here. So there goes the news right there. Let's see if it's been updated yet. Let's see, PMI has not been updated yet. All right, so yeah, it's more positive than anticipated. They were forecasting 62.1. It was actually 62.6. Looking at flash PMI. Flash PMI was actually negative, very negative. So conflicting news right there. And see, this is why I wouldn't have taken this trade, because you would have gotten caught in this whipsaw right here. So it's probably going to spike up and then it might make its way all the way back down. But, we're not in that trade, so that's fine. Let me follow the fundamentals over here to see if I missed anything. So now it's bullish. So we might be shifting to a bullish bias, but like I mentioned, we're waiting for this to be either positive 100 points or negative 100 points. Those are the two different directions that we're looking for to confirm the bias here. All right. So you can see how it's coming back down. That's what I just like mentioned earlier. The whole whipsaw move that usually happens when news is released. So you don't want to get caught in this type of movement here, because it can either come back down or it can come back down slightly and shoot all the way back up. So this is and just a reminder, this isn't a trade that we're taking. This is a trade that we just marked up to see how it would play out, because there's a lot of news this morning. Same with the 10-minute over here. We didn't take this trade over here at all. This was just a markup to show you guys that there was a possible entry here, but based off the news right here at 6:45, it ended up spiking all the way up, which is normal. All right, going back to the fundamentals over here. Let's see, refresh this. It's weird, I thought I refreshed it already. Okay, the data is there. Going back to the fundamentals over here, it hasn't really moved much. It's only up 30 points right now. So it looks like the market is actually really slow at this specific point in time. I was expecting a bit of a bigger movement, but there really isn't much going on right here. I wouldn't be surprised if it came all the way back down from here, all the way back down here. And that's exactly what's happening. See, so I marked this up earlier, and it's literally doing exactly what I was just mentioning, that whipsaw move. It whipped up and then it sawed back down. So we'll wait and see where it goes from here. I guess we can start looking for some possible scalps, but the fundamentals still haven't followed yet. It's still green right now. So the thing is, in order for me to take some sells, I want this to be in the red. Like I want it to be in the red of at least like 50 points, because you want to trade where the bias is, right? Currently right now, there's no bias. It's kind of just ranging back and forth. Big wick right here off the bottom. So there's a lot of uncertainty right here. If I turn this off right here, you can see if I scroll in a little bit, there's a huge wick right here on the bottom. There's also a huge wick right here on the top, right? So this is risky because price is kind of just consolidating. It's basically squeeze. It's basically just going sideways right here, and then it'll determine where it wants to break out. So let's mark this up right there. There you go. So as you guys can see, it's coming back all the way down. Like I marked these arrows up before this even happened. I mentioned it was going to whipsaw, it was going to come up and then come all the way back down. And that's pretty much what's happening right here. yeah, this thing's doing exactly what we thought. But I'm not going to hop in right away. Sorry, I sneeze real quick. Let's see the messages over here. Cool. So Ivan, his gold strategy. If you guys have been following Ivan in the group, Jeff just sent me. So Jeff actually took the sells that I marked up earlier. So the sells that I was marking up, he said, I'm done. He was trading them right there. He took some really risky trades, those sells when I marked them up earlier, and he actually locked in some pretty nice profits. So he locked in about a little over 2,000 right here. Like 2,500 right here, it looks like. Nice work, Jeff. So even though I didn't take any trades, like I mentioned, if you guys know the strategy and you guys, take them on your own, you guys can easily take trades on your own and profit on your own as well. So let's see. Jeff did pretty good right there. Mercedes as well. Mercedes just passed her funding talent. Nice work, Mercedes. Congrats. So Mercedes took a couple of Forex trades right here. She took EA, EN, AU, NU, GA, and GN. She took them all right there, straight wins. She made a profit of 1,255. So she just passed her funding talent. Nice work, Mercedes. Yeah, other than that, let's see. Ivan over here too. So Ivan, he hit his TPs right here as well. So Ivan's been testing his gold strategy right here using the K2 indicators. He hit his 250 profit right here off gold. Also right here, he hit his 500 pip profit. And then lastly, he hit his 750 pip profit right here off gold. So 3 back-to-back wins for Ivan over here. If you guys have been following Ivan, he's been working on that gold strategy. And it's been hitting every day. He shows us his results. Yesterday, he also won here his 250 pip move. The day prior to that, he ended up not taking the trade because it was it didn't come up at the time he wanted. But yeah, his strategy is doing pretty solid right there. But as you guys can see, let me see if I can pull that thing back up. The chart that I had earlier. Sorry, I'm just rewinding it. So okay, there we go. So as you guys can see, I marked this up perfectly right before this even happened, and it played out exactly how we thought. Right, this is the whipsaw action that I was mentioning about. It whipped above, and then it came right back down to where it originally was right here. So this is normal. This always happens during news. This is why I don't like trading during news, because this is generally what happens from my experience. But what could happen as well is it can just keep shooting up. Right. The problem with the news is that there was conflicting news. The manufacturing PMI was positive while the flash services PMI was negative. So it was kind of going back and forth, but then it came back exactly to where it was before news happened. News happened right here at 6:45. So right before news, it spiked up and then it came right back down to where it originally was. And this is, pretty much normal. Even though it looks weird, it is normal. So let's see. John over here, he made about 600 today. Nice work, John. John took the gold trade and he also took US 30. So great work. If you guys have any other profits you guys want to share with us here, go ahead and send them over or post them in any of the K2 groups and then I'll add them to the list. So here's, the US 30 coming right back down to where we marked up earlier. Kind of wish I took it, but I wasn't ready to take that risk, especially based off the high impact news. So I have my alert set up right now. We're now looking for some possible scalps. Let's see. Yeah, the fundamentals are now red. It's only down 10 points. It's not really that heavy, but it is red. So what I'd be looking for here is so there's another snipe entry that was available right here as well. There was a rejection off the pivot and structure. So this would have been another entry right here. And it looks like it would have hit CP already at this point, or almost there. All right, cool. Yeah, guys. So like what I was mentioning earlier before the session started, well, I have my alert set up, so I'll be looking up. But guys, there's this old K2 member. His name is Eric Stapleton. He was in the group a while back, but he pretty much blew all his money because he just sucks at trading. Anyways, he's been messaging people in K2 trying to sell you guys this bot. If he messages you, then basically just tell him to fuck off and to block him. So he's this guy right here. Let me just block this off. This guy over here, Eric Stapleton, this guy right here. If this guy messages you, basically tell him fuck off and to block him, because what he's doing is he's trying to sell you a bot, right? Because he basically blew all his money. So what he does is he wants to open a bot for you. He basically wants to promise you that, oh, he'll make you some money and then he'll pay you back, but he's not going to pay you back. This guy blows so much money. Like when he was in K2, he was blowing like 10 to 20 thousands of dollars, like weekly, if not monthly. And now he's trying to like scam people in K2. He pretty much blocked me on, I was going to confront him about it, but he blocked me on Telegram because he knew it was coming. Like he knew people were going to basically tell me what he was doing. And he pretty much blocked me. So I couldn't confront him about it, but he changed his username. He actually has a new username. It's called ES. It's just his initials, Eric Stapleton. Changed his picture too. Or he might have changed his name to Up and Coming Forex Trader or some dumb name like that. Like this guy's just scamming people. So don't, if he messages you, just block him, tell him to fuck off. Cause this dude sucks at trading. Like, honestly, you don't want to take any advice from this guy. But yeah, he's pretty much just been messaging people. Like, and I figured out who's been disliking the YouTube videos. It's that guy. So if you look at the YouTube videos, there's like one person that's disliking. It's that guy, Eric. Cause, he's something else. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. You guys can do whatever you want. If you want to take his advice and use whatever bot he's trying to offer you guys, go ahead. But this guy, he's bad news. So just keep that in mind. I'm just looking out for you guys. If you guys want to go ahead and try whatever he has to offer, feel free. But if he blows all of your accounts, like he's done to all of his, you guys have been warned. So just keep that in mind if that guy messages you. So just want to give you guys a heads up because a lot of people have been messaging me. And I guess like yesterday, he's been telling people that I'm not transparent, I'm dishonest. Okay, I guess because I trade live every day and all my trades are recorded, that makes total sense, right? But yeah, just to let you guys know, in case you get a message from that guy, one of his accounts. Anyways, looking at a US 30, I think we're see if there's any other news happening right now. So at 7 o'clock, we have new home sales. Dave just mentioned it. Thanks for mentioning that, Dave. We have new home sales at 7 o'clock, and then we have crude oil inventories at 7:30. Yeah, exactly, Peter. Peter said 99.9% of the random DMs people get on Telegram are scammers. And guys, just another reminder, if you guys get a message from someone that you might think is me, here. So we had a message with Tariq yesterday. He actually outsmarted one of the scammers. So there's this guy that he has a fake account. This is the guy that's been scamming people as well. He actually took a screenshot of him because he for some reason was able to get a FaceTime with him. But anyways, there's a fake scammer here. He uses my name. Sometimes his name is K2 Trade, K2 Tradee. That's not me. I'll never message you guys directly. I'll never be the first person to message you guys. So if someone messages you and asks you for some Bitcoin or something like that, it's definitely not me. So just keep that in mind. If someone, see this guy right here, he basically has been trying to scam people. So yeah, I'm just warning you guys because some people have been getting scammed by scammers trying to or pretending to be me. All right, so let's see. We had an alert right now for US 30. I think it was coming down right now. So as you guys can see, it's coming down pretty heavily right here. This is cool that we have a retracement up because then we can catch it on its way back down. Yeah, market is super choppy right now. So just keep that in mind. Looking at the fundamental side over here, our bias is still red over here. It's down 14 points. So, I mean, we have a bearish bias, but it's not a very strong bearish bias. You can see here for the snipe entry, this would have hit full TP. But I didn't really call the trade at all, like not even as an unofficial. I didn't call it, I didn't take it. So I just marked it up for you guys there. That's one that would have hit right there. That'd been a full TP. A 3 minute over here, there's nothing happening there. Here on the 1 minute, this hasn't filled yet. I'll just take everything off right now so that we can start off fresh. Anyways, looking at the technical side over here, we have a bearish bias. Reason for the bearish bias is that price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Same with the 3 minute, price is below the pivots, the trend meter is red. And lastly, here on the 1 minute, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is also red right here. So looking at this over here, this is our bias for US 30. Looking on the fundamental side, it's not very strong, but it is -4 points. It's still in the negative, but it's bouncing back and forth, right? It's right down the middle. In order for us to take trades in one direction, we want to make sure that the bias follows both fundamental and technical. So the technical side here is bearish, but looking here on the fundamental side, it's like right down the middle. It's only up 3 points right now, but it keeps shifting from green to red. That shows uncertainty in the market, and that's a market that you don't want to trade in, because if the market's like this, then obviously this is going to cause some stress, right? Because you're not really sure what direction price is going. But we'll follow through here. I'm not going to take any trades on the 1 minute, but I'll follow through here on the 3 minute. If we get a retracement up with a buy signal and then it catches its way back down, then that'll be good. But I mean, for now, there just hasn't been a direction that's really been set yet. Nice. Sinatra took that sell and made some profit off it. Nice. So Sinatra said, been on this Euro USD for a while. Should I sleep on it? Let's see. So Sinatra, what direction are you going in? Bro, let me pull up Euro USD real quick and I'll analyze that from scratch so that we can kind of see what's going on here with Euro USD. So let me go ahead and just delete everything off the chart. And then I'll analyze this from scratch so that you guys can see how I analyze things. So here's Euro USD right here. The first thing I'm going to do is identify market structure. So in order to identify market structure, I'm going to turn on the K2SR indicator right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw my zones over the K2SR zones so that we can identify rejection points. So once I have this drawn up, I'm going to identify current market structure. And then from there, we will look at the direction of price. All right, so looking at this right here, this crosses over to here. This one right there. And this one right here. If this happens right here where there's no zones below, we'll just go on the higher time frame, like the 8 hour. Let's see, is there any zones right here? I don't think it's loaded yet. All right, so we got a zone right here. And the next zone is going to be down here. So Sinatra, which direction are you trading in? I'll analyze it and I'll show you exactly what I see, but we can determine whether you should hold it or not. So anyways, looking at your USD right here, basically this is market structure, right? You can see that it moves in patterns. Price consolidates, it breaks upwards, consolidates, breaks upwards, consolidates, break upwards, consolidates, right? So that's the main pattern that happens with your USD, right? It shoots up, so consolidation, breakout upwards, consolidation, breakout upwards, consolidation, right? That's the basic pattern here for your USD. And this is why it's important that you guys draw market structure so that you guys can identify where price is going. So looking at current price right here, you can see price broke down below, consolidated, breakout upwards. What do you think is going to happen from this point? It's probably going to consolidate, right? So looking at this right here, Sinatra, I'm not sure which direction you're trading in, but it looks like it's going to be breaking into a consolidation area. And then once it consolidates right here, it'll either continue up or it'll break below. So it'll either go up or it'll break below right here. I'll turn on the momentum indicator to identify the bias. So looking at this right here, we have a bullish bias, right? So what I'd be looking for here, Sinatra, is I'd be looking for price to break above this structure right here and close. If it closes above the structure right here, then we can anticipate it to continue pushing up higher. So depending if you're in a buy or a sell, that would be what I'm looking for right here. If you're thinking about selling, or if you're thinking about getting out of a trade, if you're in a buy, I guess you can probably hold on to it. I'd probably put your stop loss in profit just in case. But depending on where it's going, if it closes above here, it can probably keep pushing up. Nice. So yeah, Sinatra said heavy profit for a buy. So it looks like you might have bought down here, right? That might have been where you bought from. Or you might have bought when it came down to the structure below here. So this is the thing that can happen here. One scenario that can play out here, Sinatra, is price can break above, and then you can keep taking the buy right there, right? That's scenario number one. Scenario number two is price can reject off this point, and if it provides a sell signal, see, because it can go both ways. That's why it becomes a little risky, because right here we had a sell signal, and see when it broke below the structure right here, it consolidated a bit, but then it dumped, right? Again, same situation right here, broke below the structure right here. This is basically what we're looking for on the buy side, but it could go both ways. If it closes below here, look how much it dropped from that point. So for this right here, because we got a buy signal, we're looking for the buy. However, that doesn't need to go up. What could happen is it can reject off this point, provide a sell signal like this, and then it could dump all the way back down to here, right? So I mean, it's a risky trade to take right now. Personally, it's still, I mean, it has a bullish bias because we still have that buy signal right there. Until we get that sell signal, then it's going to shift it in the other direction. So, I mean, it's really up to you. What I would do is I'd move your stop loss and profit. I'll pull up the actual index here. So we'll pull up the EXY, which is the Euro index, and the DXY, which is the dollar index. So looking at this right here, you can see that the Euro is strong, right? So you can see Euro is pushing up right here while the dollar is weak. So with that said, if the Euro is strong and the dollar is weak, what do you think is going to happen with Euro USD? It's probably going to keep pushing up, right? If this continues to follow through right here. The reason for that is because when price is going up, following basic fundamentals, that means that the first currency is stronger than the second currency, right? If price is going down, that means that the second currency is stronger than the first currency. So just keep that in mind. So right now we have a bullish bias. It looks like it's going to keep pushing up. So what I'd possibly do is probably just move your stop loss and profit. I'd probably move it right here below this pivot, so it's not too close. I mean, not the pivot, the wick. I'd probably just move your stop loss below there. So what happens here is if it keeps pushing up, you got all the upside. If it comes back down, you get stopped out in profit. You're good, right? So that's probably what I would do, Sinatra. I mean, but it's up to you. For me, I would probably just pull out of the trade and I'll wait for it to shoot up here and then I'll just re-enter for another buy. But if you want to just hold on to it, it just depends on your trading style. Yeah, no, definitely Sinatra. Yeah, so Sinatra's been in this for 2 days. So today's the 23rd. Looks like he got in at 21. So he got in right here at the signal, it seems like. He got in right there, and he's been in profit. He's already in profit. How much? Yeah, damn, you're in profit like 50 pips right now, Sinatra. So you're doing real nice off this trade right here. So, I mean, it's up to you, bro. If you want to go and move your stop loss and profit, you can. If you want to just hang on to it, you can do that as well. But looking at everything here, it does look pretty, like it looks like it's going in your direction. So it's, it looks good for you right there. Let's go. Tommy just sent me his nice, man. Yeah, so Tommy just sent me his screenshot. He said, "We made it. Thanks for your help, bro. We funded." So yeah, Tommy just passed his FTMO. He's now funded on FTMO. Congrats, Tommy. He just started trading with us here like a couple of weeks ago. He passed his he passed his challenge in 2 days, and then he passed his verification right here in 3 days. So nice work, Tommy. So big congrats to Tommy. He's one of my best friends here. He finally hopped onto this trading thing. I've been telling Tommy about trading for like years now. So he's never wanted to hop on. He finally hopped on. He's funded. So yeah, I'm making sure that all my friends, all my homies, family, everything, we're all going to be going up with this trading thing here. So definitely big congrats to you, Tommy, with that. So let me see what else we got over here. Tam over here, she took a couple trades. Bitcoin, she locked in 3,104. Nice work, Tam. Cheryl over here, she took those sells too, the ones that I marked up, but I didn't take. So she locked in a couple thousand right there as well. Larkin over here too, he took the sells that I mentioned. He locked in about 1,000 right there, 874. He just needs one more trade and then he'll lock in some more profit. Rick here as well. Rick locked in 1,062. Big profits there, Rick. So nice work to Rick right here. Man, Rick is really he's really consistent. Dang, Rick. It's like a new man over here, man. I haven't seen Rick this consistent and since he joined K2. But yeah, no, definitely big congrats to you too, Rick. You're about to get funded soon too. Let's see. Ivan said, Eric, I thought where he disappeared, he used to be active here. I remember when he said he got funded and disappeared after that. Yeah, no, that guy's bad news. I wouldn't be friends with that guy. Let's see over here as well. All right, Mike over here too. He's up 1,617. Nice work, Mike. Tommy over here, he made 3,718. Looks like he took both of those trades there. So nice work, Tommy. Yeah, so Tommy passed. He's good to go. He's pretty much all if you guys are here in the premium chat, everyone's here kind of messing with Rick. Rick said that Cheryl said, I think Rick increased his alcohol intake, makes him consistent. Yeah, no, definitely. Brittany over here too. So Brittany took the sells. So as you guys can see, I marked up those sells there on the 1 minute. that you guys ended up taking. So a lot of you guys who took it, even though I didn't take it myself, if you guys know the strategy and you guys do it yourself, Brittany over here, she locked in about 1,000 too. So big congrats to you guys here. Josh over here as well. He locked in about 1,000 right there too. So big congrats to everybody here who is in K2 and is locking in all of these profits. I haven't made any profits myself, but I mean, we're all doing it right now, guys. Yeah, no, definitely. Tommy, Aaron said, congrats, bro. He said, get it. So yeah, everyone here is doing good, man. Everyone's passed. So Live Through My Lens is asking, what exactly is FTMO? FTMO is a funding company. Basically, if you can prove that you can trade. So like, for example, here, let me just pull up. So like looking at this right here, if you can like pretty much finish this and prove that you can trade, then they'll give you a funded account. Basically, all the profits you make once you're funded, you get to keep 70% of the profit. So you have to pass the challenge phase where you have to reach a 10% profit goal. Once you reach that, you do a verification where you reach 5%. Once you pass that, you get funded. And then every month after that, you get a payout where you keep 70% of the profit. So basically, you're trading risk-free, where you don't have to risk any of your own money. And then you get all the upside because you keep all the profits. That's pretty much what it is. And yeah, what Jody mentioned too, funding talent's another option. I've only used FTMO. I've been with them for over a year now, so that's all that I use. But you can also use funding talent, which is another funding company. Jeff's asking what size account for Tommy. His account size is 200K. Jeff. All right. Anyway, so back to US 30 over here. I'm still looking to take some trades. The only problem is it's not really moving, right? It's up 2 points right now. It's right down the middle. It's 7:10 right now. Fed member Bostic is speaking at 8. So we got 50 minutes to make some money real quick. We have crude oil inventories coming up at 7:30. So, you know, with that said right here, this is it's going to affect the market too. So you guys want to be a little careful if you guys are thinking about taking some trades here. And looking here on the 10-minute, you know, this isn't normal. It's supposed to be moving directional. Like it should be moving directional, but right here, it's just going sideways. So, yeah. Yeah, life through my lens, you have to pay for the challenge, but once you pass, you get refunded. So basically, Tommy right here, what happened was, you know, one of our members right here, Tommy, he paid about 1,300 to take this 200K challenge. He passed the challenge. He now passed the verification. Now he just needs to make at least $1 or a penny on his funded. Once gets past that point, they're going to refund him that challenge fee. So now he gets his challenge fee back and he gets all the profit on top of that. So he's pretty much trading risk-free at this point. And, you know, that's pretty much how it works off that. Kevin's asking, what's the minimum number of days to get funded FTMO challenge plus verification? So Tommy right here, he passed it within 5, or so you need a 10 trading day minimum. He passed his challenge in 2 days and he passed his verification in 3 days because he didn't really trade yesterday. So you can technically pass it in a minimum of 20 days. Tommy passed it in like 5 days, but he needs to pass the minimum trading day average right here. Like he needs to trade for 10 days to prove that he's consistent. And then once he's done, then he's pretty much done. So you can pass within 20 days. Usually people here in K2 pass within, you know, less days, like maybe 2 to 5 days like Tommy did here. But, you know, it's just really up to you. If you're consistent, if you listen, if you follow directions, you can pass it a lot quicker. But, you know, that's really going to be based off your ability to follow directions here at K2. So yeah, big congrats to Tommy. Tommy now has a 200K account. So he's doing pretty solid. Yeah, Jeff, exactly. 200K in 3 days. And he's been killing it, guys. Like he's been taking trades that I didn't even call. Like, you know, this is the thing. Like, this is why I want you guys to learn the strategy, because Tommy took US 30. He took NASDAQ 100. He also took gold and another NASDAQ 100 trade here. So I only trade US 30, but Tommy trades pretty much everything because he knows the strategy here. And that's pretty much what he made for the day, 3,718. Yeah. So US 30 is now going up. This is why I didn't want to enter the trade yet for that sell, because something like this can happen. It looks like it's going back up. The activities, I just noticed it right now. It's up 24 points right now. So it's starting to shift its way back up. With that said, that's completely fine because we're just following it. You know, we're following it as it goes. If this ends up shifting above here, then bias is going to shift to the buy side. right? Bias changes all the time. Bias doesn't just stick one way the entire session. It can go from sell to buy. And that's basically what's going on over here, as we continue on. All right, cool. So we got a buy signal here on the 10-minute. Looks like price is starting to shift up. If you guys are applying the daily strategy right here, I think that would be the entry. Yeah, so if this right here closes, then this would be the daily entry here for US 30. So I'll probably stay on this live session a little longer than normal because I actually want to take some trades myself. So I'll be watching this here as we go. We have 5 minutes on this 10-minute candle over here. Just keep in mind that we have the crude oil inventories coming up in about 30 minutes, or no, in about 15 minutes actually. Crude oil inventories coming up at 7:30. It is anticipating to be negative 7.4 million in crude oil inventory. So we'll see how that affects the market. But we'll be following along, to see where it goes from here. All right, cool. So yeah, my brother Justin said not going to trade today. Justin, didn't you pass your FTM already? You should probably just take your little penny trades to pass the days. Actually, I take that back, guys. I did try a trade yesterday. I tried Jeff's strategy. He applied the Bitcoin strategy that you guys have been applying. So I tried that strategy myself. I use the K2 indicators though. I just applied it on the 3-minute for the scalp. And that's pretty much, the trade that I took over there. So I made a small profit. I'll share those profits a little later. It's nothing big. It's like $50. It's nothing big because I didn't know what the lot sizes were for Bitcoin on FTMO. Short scene said the 1-hour chart may show some more. So let's pull up the 1-hour chart real quick. 60 minutes. We'll go over to US 30. Where's US 30 at? All right. So we're here on US 30 real quick. I have this marked up right there. So yeah, looking at this right here. I mean, the trend meter is indecisive, but it looks here. Let me just change this to the 1 hour actually. Yeah. So thanks for your input, Shortstein. I know you're an experienced trader too. So it's good that you give your input sometimes and we can see what you see if it lines up with us. So looking at the 1 hour here, this looks like it is going to be bullish. Looks like it's starting to shift upwards. So just looking at this here, obviously trend meter is green. It's above the pivots. It's starting to shift up. So with that said, we probably have a bullish bias coming in shortly. We just need this candle right here to close. Once it closes, we could, our bias can change and we start looking for a buy here. So yeah, no, definitely. Thanks for that, Shortstein. So yeah, bullish bias right there. I'll look at this from this area. We have a bullish bias here, and then we have a bullish bias here on the 10-minute. Well, possibly, but I mean, it's starting to come back down, right? So it's not very strong. What I'd be waiting for is I'll be waiting for the news at 7:30. Once that news is passed, it'll probably spike price slightly, one way or the other. It'll either spike it up or it'll spike it down. And then from that point, we can start looking at, possible entries in one of the directions or the other. All right, so let's see what we got over here. All right, still pending right there. We have 2 minutes left on this candle. If this candle ends up closing, this would be the daily entry right here. I'm not going to take it myself, but I'm just going to mark it up so we can follow it for whoever wants to, to follow it there. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. This is probably the best time to ask me any questions that you guys have, whether it's trading, FTMO, risk management, proper lot sizes, anything like that. This would be the best time for you guys to ask me questions because I'm not looking for trades right now. We have the crude oil inventories coming up in about 10 minutes. So I have about 10 minutes or so to answer any questions you guys have, and I won't have to really look at the charts. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to cover any strategies, go ahead and put your questions in the chat, whether it be the YouTube or the Zoom, and I can answer them for you. Because I'm here to help you guys out, right? Like I'm 100% transparent with you guys here. Everything I do is pretty much on this live session. So all the trades that we call in the results, they're here in the live session. If you guys want to see any of the trades that were called, just pull up the live session from that day. You could match the trade to that specific result that was posted, and you guys can see exactly, what I've been doing here. Because I don't know how much more transparent I can get for you guys, right? Some people say that I could be more transparent, but literally, if you like wanted to look at every trade I called in the results, you can just pull up the live session from that day, and you can pull up exactly, what we did. So like here, I'll show you an example, because this is something that comes up a lot. A lot of people are asking, like, where do these US 30 trades come from, right? So let me just show you the results from last week. So sorry, I'm trying to pull up. Okay, so like, check this out, guys. So sometimes people ask, like, where do these US 30 trades come from that hit full TP? If you want to see where these trades came from, like say for Monday, June 14th, right? You want to see, oh, like, where did Shawn call that trade? Because some people, like, I don't think they realize that I actually take these trades live. You just go on the YouTube channel over here, and then you see what date here, right? You're like, oh, where do these trades come from? These June 14 trades. If you want to see where those came from, go to the videos here and then go to June 14, right? June 14 is like right here. You click on this here, and then you can watch the video here, and you can see exactly the trade that was taken. So if you guys want to go back and back check, back test the results here, you can go back to any video, because I trade these US 30 trades live, and you can see that these trades were actually called on the live session. So, I don't know how much more transparent I can get for you guys. I try to be as transparent as possible, but for some people, they still don't really get it. So I'm just showing you guys, if you guys want to go and check it. Anyways, going back to the questions over here, let's see. To the top, music is asking, is everyone passing the FTMO challenge by taking US 30 trades in this morning with you? Yeah, for the most part. Top to music, like, if you look at everyone's profits here, they're mostly US 30. So if you go over here and you see everyone's profits, like, these are US 30 profits. So these are from this morning. I marked up trades here. So Josh took some trades. He locked in about 1,000 right there. Brittany over here, I called a couple sells, and some trades here, she made 1,000 too. So it's pretty consistent. If you look at every trade here that everyone takes, Tommy took a little more trades here, so he passed because he took more trades, but he also took the ones that I called here. So if he took those sells right here, a sell up here and a sell down here, he made about 1,000 off the trades this morning, but he took his own trade, so he made a little more. So yeah, it depends on like what trade you want to take. If you want to make more profit, obviously it's better for you guys to learn the strategy. So if you guys are brand new here and you guys want to learn the strategy that everyone's applying, like Tommy here, he took all these trades on his own. If you want to learn to take all these trades on your own, like how Tommy did here, to pass its FTMO within like 2 or 3 days, just go on the website, k2trades.com, simple website, k2trades.com, and click on K2 strategy course right here. This is how you'll get access to the indicators and the strategies so that you guys can trade on your own. Because obviously I only called a few, I only called like, well, I didn't even call any trades. I just marked them up for you guys. I marked up like 2 trades today, but you can see other people here locked in more. Like Cheryl over here, she took the sells that I called, but she made about a couple thousand right there. Let's see, Maddie over here. So Maddie took all these trades last night. You can see his messages. He said very little, but something. Closed early because market was too slow. He took these buys here. I didn't call any of these buys last night. So he made 376. And then overnight he kept trading. And then he locked in about 797 right here because he kept trading last night. Because he pretty much he pretty much just takes the trades on his own. And I'm here to teach you guys. If you guys want to learn these strategies, you guys can look at the live sessions, and I teach you strategies every day. It's not that difficult. Anyone can learn these strategies. You just have to listen. You have to be willing to learn. You guys can't come in and then act like you know everything. If you do that, it's gonna be hard for you guys to really learn these these strategies here. Let's see, we got Cody over here. Cody wants to start trading. Let's see, Top Music Management said, awesome, I want to join the FTMO challenge, but I want to make sure I pass. Seems like if I jump in every morning session, I'll get it done. and learn the strategy as well. Yeah, exactly. Music. If you do that, I mean, you can be fine. You know, I trade live every morning. So if you follow what I do every morning, you should be perfectly fine to pass just like everyone else. Let's see, Short Sing said, hey, Shawn, whenever someone says, whenever some people say that to you, you need to be transparent more. Tell them problem is in their eyes. No online teacher takes live trades other than you. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much more transparent it can get. You know, if someone trades live every day, I mean, in my perspective, I think that's pretty transparent. But other people's perspective, it's whatever. All right. Anyways, looking at the Dow, it's kind of bullish right here. It's up 30 points. I'm just getting kind of bored right now because I want to take some trades. But we do have the news coming up at 7:30 right here. So it's 7:24. This is pretty much what I'm waiting for right now, guys. This is why I'm not really trading, because we have crude oil inventories coming out at 7:30. So once this passes right here, then I can start looking for some trades, hopefully. But if you guys have any questions, you know, I can answer any questions that you guys have here with you guys. So let me go over to the Zoom real quick. We have a couple questions here. So let's see. Kimberly said, so I was studying your strategy last night, just trying to understand when the candle is on the trend meter and is valid, you get in. Kimberly, which strategy were you applying? So I can probably explain it to you a little better. So Kimberly, if you can be a little more specific with which strategy you're applying, I can go over that strategy and I can show you exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm not sure if you're applying the intraday strategy or the scalping strategies. I'm assuming you're applying the intraday strategy because the trend meter is only required for that strategy. We don't use it for anything else. So if you want to be a little more specific, I'll come back to your question. But yeah, just let me know which strategy you're applying, and then I can, you know, obviously I can actually go over that strategy. Oh, for scalping. Okay, so let's see. So we don't use the trend meter for scalping. I mean, it's used as an extra confirmation. Like this down here isn't required. Like if you're applying this scalping strategy here, all you would need is the pivots and the momentum indicator. So this is just an extra confirmation. You see how it lines up right here with it? Technically, this would have been an entry here if you're applying the pivot strategy. So I'll just put this right here. This is a K2 pivots or K2 US 30 3-minute pivots scalp strategy. So for one, you want to confirm a valid K2 momentum signal. Yeah, you want to confirm a valid K2 momentum signal. 2A, you want to confirm, or yeah, confirm price is breaking and closing past K2 pivots 3 and 4. Or if that's not there, you look at 2B and confirm price is above pivots for a buy or below for a sell. So this is pretty much the strategy right here, Kimberly. And you can see right here, so this candle right here is a valid sell signal. With that said right there, that's going to be requirement number 1. For number 2, you want to confirm that price is breaking and closing past K2 pivots 3 and 4. So for example, right here, price is breaking past the pivots, and that'll confirm 2A. So if 2A is confirmed, you don't have to go to 2B. So with that said, you would enter right here for a short position, and then you would let that run, right, to full TP right there. You're looking at the trend meter here. The trend meter is not required. It's just there for an extra confirmation. So like say, for example, here, say you're trying to take this trade right here, and then you want to be extra sure, like you want to be 110% sure that price is going to go in your direction. That's when you turn on the trend meter here and you're like, okay, if it lines up, it's probably going to come down, right? Because the trend's down. So we just use this as an extra confirmation, but it's not necessary. So with that said right there, if it matches up, then yeah, you take that trade, and then there you go, full TP. Yeah, no problem, Kimberly. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions or you have any confusion with the strategies, just let me know and I can help you guys out, because it's not that difficult, right? I keep it very simple. There's only like 2 or 3 requirements here. If they're lined up, then you know that's pretty much it. You guys can take that trade. So other than that, let me go back to the questions over here. Okay, so news is coming in about 2 minutes. Thank God, finally. So we can start looking for some trades. News is coming in about 2 minutes. Once that passes, we'll start looking for some trades here. So let me go through any other questions over here. as well. So Ruben's asking, is the lot size on Hugo's Way and FTMO different for US 30? Yeah, Ruben. So Hugo's Way uses standard lot sizes. So for Hugo's Way 0.01 equals a FTMO 0.10. So this is what it looks like right there, Ruben, because Hugo's Way uses standard lot sizes, FTMO uses mini lots. So you just move the 0 over by 1. And that's pretty much, that's pretty much how you would value it. Let me scroll over real quick. Okay, cool. So I answered all the questions here. Let me go back to the YouTube real quick. We have about a minute till news happens, so I can answer a couple more questions before we continue on. Robert's asking, FTMO are taxes paid on 70% kept or the 100% profits? So Robert, when FTMO pays you your payout, you get paid as an invoice. That's, I mean, depending on where you're located, it's going to fall under like a 1099, like self-employment profit. So you still have to pay, taxes on it because it's untaxed when you get it. You aren't taxed prior because FTMO is an international company. They're not here in the US. They don't pay you like a paycheck. So it's not taxed already. You get taxed after because it's like a self-employment tax for a service. So that's pretty much how, taxes are. I mean, and then depending on your tax situation, it can change as well. Like for me, I run all my profits through a business. So, I have different benefits as well. So I do have like an S corp that I run my profits through. So other than that, let me scroll over here real quick. Yeah, exactly. So Nick said 1099 super easy as well. Yeah, you pretty much just gets taxed whatever your tax rate is, self-employment tax. But if you run it as a business, like for me, I run it through an S corp. I have more benefits because they get taxed differently. So just keep that in mind. You probably want to see a CPA though. I'm not a CPA, so none of the thing I tell you here is actual tax advice. It's just it's stuff that I know because I've actually, I've done my work at studying all this stuff here to make sure that I understand everything. So, all right, the news just happened right now at 7:30. Lisa said Shawn is unique in his approach to make complicated trade very simple for his newbies. No shade for that vision and sharing his knowledge. Yeah, definitely, Lisa. Thanks. Javid's asking. Javid, it looks like you're just looking for signals. So I think you're probably in the wrong group, Javid. If you want to just look for signals, you should probably join a different group because we're going to be phasing out the signals anyways. I'd rather teach you guys how to trade and actually know how to do this stuff than just giving you guys signals. I mean, if you want to see what my signals look like, this is what the signals look like. But you seem like you just want to copy signals. So you're probably in the wrong group. So this is what a signal looks like. But, if this is all that you're looking for, you're probably in the wrong group. And you should probably just not sign up for K2 because we're going to phase this out anyway soon. I'm not trying to do signals anymore, even though, my signals do work and they all hit. I'm more focused on making sure that everyone actually knows how to trade so that you guys can be self-efficient. So Javid, if you want signals, I don't recommend you sign up to K2. If you want to copy my trades live, you can do that. But if you're just looking to copy signals, being a professional signal copier can only get you so far. There's only going to be so many signals you can copy until you blow your account because you're not really familiar with like what you're doing, right? So I prefer to teach you guys to actually trade so that you guys know what you're doing rather than just copy my signals. So back to US 30 over here. Yeah, it's starting to drop. Activity is just confirmed right now. It's starting to drop. So that's perfectly fine that it's dropping. Looking at the fundamentals over here, it's down at negative. It's basically like right down the middle. Looks like market's starting to react to the news from earlier. So we just had that news event with the crude oil inventories. Let's see if it was positive or negative. Looks like it was positive. So it's positive. Looks like price is doing the opposite. It's going down. So yeah, that's fine. We just need to wait for this to close below here. All right. Yeah, this looks pretty solid right here. So yeah, these technically this would have been a sell right here, but I'm not going to take it, obviously, because it's not. I was waiting for the news to pass, but this would have been a 3-minute entry right here. using this strategy that I just explained to you guys. Because so right here we have a sell momentum signal, and then for 2A, you want to confirm price is breaking closing. It didn't break and close past it, so we skip 2A, we go to 2B, and we confirm that price is below the pivots for a sell. So right here, with that said, everything lines up, and this is a a 3-minute entry right here. But I'm not taking the trade because we were waiting for the news, so we didn't really have an opportunity to enter that. And the retail traders are now 51% long. This is perfectly fine because we want to trade in the opposite of retail traders anyways. Yeah, Wayne, every strategy that we've been using for K2 still works. Nothing's really changed. We just have new strategies that we apply because they're based on market conditions. We're in a scalping market right now, so most of our trades are based off scalps, and that's what we've been following through with. Kyle said, "Hey Shawn, what is the website that shows the direction retail traders are in?" It's IG Sentiment. So let me just I'll send this to you right now. Kyle. Let's see, Kyle. There you go, Kyle. So you can see the IG Sentiment on that website that I just posted in the YouTube. If you want to see where all the retail traders are trading. This isn't a big bias. It's only 51% long. Generally, if it's like 60 to 70%, that's where you want to be trading the opposite. So if this number is like 60 or 70% and it says retail traders are long, generally what we do is we do the opposite. We trade short. Vice versa, if it's 60 or 70% short, then we trade long. But right now it's just 51%. So there really isn't a bias right now where they're trading. Yeah, Wayne, strategies are still the same. Nothing's changed. No problem, Kyle. All right. So we're now looking for some possible trades here. We don't really have anything coming right now. News already passed. We have Fed member Bostic speaking at 8 o'clock, so that's going to affect the market too. But I'll try to get some scalps in here. If I don't see anything around 8 and as we enter towards 9, then I'm probably just not going to trade today because there was just a lot of news. So there you go, full TP off this 3-minute here for whoever caught that. Obviously, I didn't catch it, but if you guys did, that was a straight, like literally no drawdown, straight to TP profit right there off a 3-minute using the strategy that I just explained earlier. So we got that right there. We're looking for a possible retracement here and wait for it to come back down, and we'll take that sell. Vice versa here on the 3-minute, same situation. We're looking for a possible retracement up and then catch it as it comes back down over here. So yeah, unfortunately I missed this trade right here. The 10-minute looks nice over here too. Yeah, everything's pretty solid for the most part. Let's see this real quick. All right, cool. So Kevin just sent me his profits. Nice work, Kevin. So Kevin took those sells right there that I was just mentioning. Kevin locked in 2007. So great work, Kevin. Yeah, a lot of you guys here locked in some pretty solid profits off this. I didn't, I didn't take any trades this morning, but a lot of you guys here locked in some pretty massive profits as we continue. So yeah, looking at this right here, these are pretty much everyone's profits for this morning. Like a ton of you guys locked in a ton of profits here. I haven't taken anything myself. So I'm pretty much, well, I took a Bitcoin trade, but it's only like a couple, like $100 in profit, but not really any of these US 30 trades. I'm still looking for a retracement here. If we get a retracement up here and then it comes back down, I'll take this for a sell. Looking at the fundamentals over here, market has just been kind of slow. It's 12 points below. So 1-minute signal there, that's perfectly fine. We want that retracement up and then we catch it as it comes back down. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. Lisa said today the 3-minute is a lot cleaner than the 1-minute choppiness. Yeah, that's why I'm not really looking at the 1-minute. I'm mostly focused on the 3-minute here. I prefer to swing up from this point and I'll come in as it comes back down. Hey, Yonan. Cool. So Yonan said bedtime I'm out. Thanks for the help, Shawn. Getting more confident every session. Definitely, Yonan. So I'll catch you tomorrow. It's probably time for you to crack that beer out there in Australia, right? I think that's where you're located. So yeah, have fun, bro. I'll catch you tomorrow. So most of our Aussie traders are logging off now. I know for you guys, it's like opposite time zone. So you guys, it's like really late over there or really early. One of those. But let's see. Going over here real quick. Let's see. Nice. Sinatra said caught the second half of that US 30 sell. Nice, Sinatra. Yeah, if you want to send over your profits, Sinatra, you can post them up in the group. What I usually do at the end of the session is I save everyone's profits here and I post them in the group. So if you guys look at the alerts channel over here, everyone's profits are posted every day. So if you guys want to be posted and featured in the K2 group, just send over your profits and then I'll add them to the list here. And then at the end of the session, I post everyone's profits here in all of the groups. So let me just see what else we got over here. Let's see. Yeah, no, definitely. I said everyone needs to learn the price list skill set of trading. I agree. This thing's pretty easy. It's solid for everyone here. Donnie said, hey, Shawn, the TP for the 3-minute scalp is 25 points or 50? It's 25, Donnie, for the 3-minute. Let's see. Shaqui over here is asking, can you take the 3-minute bearish scalp with a bearish bias regardless of the 10-minute bearish momentum confirmed? Yeah, you can. Shaqui. So like looking at this here, so if you take off the momentum indicator, that's completely fine, right? Because if you look at this here, it's still bearish, right? Because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Looking here on the 1 minute, same situation. If you wanted to take off the momentum signals, since price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red, the bias is still bearish right here. So on the 3-minute, what Shaqui was asking was that, if it's not confirmed here on the 10-minute, like if we don't have a momentum signal downwards, is it okay to take a trade? Definitely. So looking at this right here, Shaqui, so this trade here came up at 727. 727 over here was right there, right? So there's no sell signal there, like you were mentioning, but the entry came here on the 3-minute. The thing with this is, even if we disregard the signal, it's still below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So, if you have that confirmation there, it's completely fine. Because if you took the trade right here, you would have hit your profit target right there. So you should be good as long as you confirm the bias. The bias is really what's important. Obviously, if you have the momentum indicator here on the 10-minute, that would give you a better confirmation, but it's not necessary. It's not required. So, I mean, depending on how risky you're feeling, you can take the trade. If not, then, you might want to just wait for that there to take the trade once it's confirmed. All right, cool. So I think that's it for this right here. All right, cool. So I'm looking for some trades, guys. If you guys have questions, feel free to pop in any question that you guys have. I can answer your question. I can help you out with whatever you guys need help with. But I'm also going to be looking for trades. So I might cut short if I'm like, I might cut out short if I end up looking at something here, but I'm still here to answer you guys' questions. So let's see. Kevin's asking, hey, Shawn, what's the max lot size for 50K funded account? So for a 50K funded account, what's the max daily loss? So I'm on a 200K account. My max daily is 10,000. For 100K, it'd be 5,000. So I'm assuming for 50K, it's 2,500. Okay. So your max daily loss is 2,500. Generally, what I like to do is I like to divide that by 3. So you're basically what you're risking per trade, like what you're looking to risk is 833. This is what you're looking to risk per trade. So pretty much looking at this here, let's see if you're trying to, so Nick said at 2.5. Let me just add that 2. Nick said 2.5 times 500 is generally the middle stop loss, right? That's kind of too high. So I'd probably keep it a little bit below. Yeah, Wayne, strategy's the same, bro. I mean, you keep asking the same question, but it's the same thing. The strategy hasn't changed at all. So if you want to go back and rewatch the strategy, Wayne, go ahead and rewatch it. But the strategy hasn't changed. Like everything you're asking is the same thing. The strategy is still in the 10-minute. It's still in the daily. It's still under 50 points. Nothing's changed. So if you want to go back and rewatch the strategy, go ahead and rewatch it. But nothing's changed. If something's changed, I'll tell you guys it's changed, but nothing's changed, right? I don't release strategies to you guys that don't work long term. All the strategies that we've been applying 3 years back still work today. So the strategy is still the same way. Anyways, going back to what I was saying earlier, maybe a 1.5 would probably be better for you, Kevin. So yeah, it looks like, you'd probably want to use between like a 1.5 or maybe like a 1.7. So 1.6 is actually your sweet spot. Okay, so you probably want to use a 1.6 lot size if you're going for a 500 pip stop loss. Sorry, I just forgot who I was talking to. Oh, Kevin. So Kevin, if you want to apply the if you want a solid lot size, a 1.6 would be your lot size. Because like, so right here, if you're 1.6 lot size, 500 pip stop loss would equal a 800 risk, right? So on a 500K FTMO, daily loss is 2,500, I believe. Yeah, 2,500. So with that said, 2,500 divided by 3 equals 833. So basically, if you use an 800 pip, 1.6 lot size, and you risk 800, you basically lose 3 times back to back to back before you reach your daily loss. So that usually doesn't happen because we don't really lose here very often. So this would give you the cushion to take a trade and use proper risk. So this would pretty much be your lot size if you plan on trading US 30 with a 500 pip stop loss. Obviously, if you have a smaller stop loss, you can use a bigger lot size. But if you have a 500 pip stop loss, your lot size would probably be a 1.6. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I'm gonna delete that, or I'll just leave it up there. Let's see if there's anything else over here real quick. Yeah, Max said market is trash today. It is. It's not really moving at all, right? It's kind of just going sideways now. So looking at this here, it's not really moving at all. It's just going sideways. I probably wouldn't take a trade here on the 3-minute anyways. I'm looking for a retracement up, and then I'm gonna catch it as it comes back down. If it happens, not really sure if it'll happen or not, but we'll see. KJ's asking, Shawn, what's the bias on the fundamentals? So let's see. I mean, there's not really a strong bias right now, KJ. It's negative 16 points for the day, but it's not really strong, right? Because it can still bounce back and forth between positive and negative. When the bias is strong, it's going to be negative 100 points or positive 100 points. Right now, it's only negative 16. So it's not a strong bias, but the bias is still bearish. Looking at the Dow 30 index right here, this is where we get the bias from. We basically look at the stocks and we try to see what's more red or what's more green. It's right down the middle, right? There's half red, half green here. So there really isn't a direction that's set. And you can see right here, it's still going back to like the break-even area. So there really isn't much of us. There really isn't much for us to look at here. So yeah, I mean, that's about it for that right there. Let me see if there's anything else. Let's see. Falcon said, Shawn, can you show if we can trade the DAX at market open with your strategy, since you say it's quite similar? So Falcon, are you talking about London open or are you talking about US open? Because I can look at both. But I'll take a look at it right now. So let's go ahead and take a look over here. The only thing that I can't really confirm, Falcon, is I can't confirm the fundamentals because we'd have to be trading at that specific time period. But I can pull up the DAX right here and we'll just pull it up anyways to see how it, how it's similar. Because I'm pretty sure it's very similar how it moves. It's just, it just spikes around a little differently. So anyways, looking at the DAX over here. Okay, so this is the German DAX right here. This is what Falcon is asking about. Basically, if we're looking at 630, so I'm going to mark up the candle before 630. This is the 630 candle, right? You can see prices below the pivots. Trend meter is red. It looks bearish, right? Again, right here on the 3-minute, we'll mark up 630. So 630 is right here. You can see that price is below the pivots and the trend meter is green. But like I mentioned, the trend meter is it's not necessary. It's not really required. The main thing is where price is with pivots. Right here, price is below. Price is below. Looking on the 1 minute over here, we'll mark up 630 because we'll take the candle. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go and rewind it over here, and then we'll just play it through, right? So Falcon, looking at, this is going to be 630 open for US. I'll show this first, then I'll go over to UK open. So looking at the market here for US, basically it's bearish, right? So look, we just replayed it back to 630. It's bearish. It's bearish on the 3 minute. Here's the 1 minute, right? The first thing that we look for is on market open. We look for a strong bearish candle. It's not a strong bearish candle there, so we skip that. We look over here. It's a bullish candle. We skip that too. Right here is a strong bearish candle, right? So with that said, we can take a short position right there. And then if we let that run, full TP. So it does work right here for New York session. Next up, we'll be looking at the London session because you were asking about UK. So that it looks like it works for US session right there. What we'll do next is we'll look over here at, see, midnight is my time. All right. So right here, this is going to be midnight this time. I'll go on the 3 minute. Just mark it up for midnight as well, because midnight is going to be London open. All right, so midnight my time, which is right over here. Okay, so I'll just replay this right here, and then we'll see how it looks, on my end. So anyways, looking at this right here, on the 10 minute, it's bearish because price is below the pivots. The trend meter is red right here. So looking at the 10 minute right here, it's bearish, right? Looking at the 3 minute, I'll replay this to this over here as well. Same with this right here. It's kind of iffy, but actually we have to move forward a little bit. Okay, so price is below the pivots right here. So looking on London open, price is below the pivots. The trend meter is red right here as well. And then lastly, we'll go over here to the 1 minute. So go back to midnight right here. You can see that the bias here on the 10 minute is bearish. The bias on the 3 minute is bearish, but the bias here on the 1 minute is bullish, right? So what I'd be looking for right here, Falcon, if you want to apply the same strategy we do for breakout, we would look over at we look for the 1 minute to line up with the 3 minute and the 10 minute, right? Right here it's bearish. So what I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for price to close below the pivots right here with a sell signal, right? With the momentum downwards. So I'll wait for the next candle right here. No signal. No signal there. No signal there. There's a signal, right? So we have the signal right here. It closed below and it's red. This is 2 minutes in. This is like 2 minutes into market open. You know how we normally trade it. Right here, it lines up with everything here, right? It's red right here. It's below the pivots. It's red right here. So with that said right here, if you wanted to apply the same strategy we do for US 30 on US open, and you take this here, I'm not sure what the sweet spot would be for TP stop loss because I don't trade the DAX. So, I mean, we'll probably just use 100 points. That seems like a good sweet spot. But if we set it to 100 points like that and we let it run, looks like it comes close to triggering it, but it comes all the way back down and it hits TP right there. So it looks like it plays perfectly fine, Falcon. But, this is something that you need to back test a little further to confirm it, because there's this is just one sample for 1 day. You want to test it like a couple days back just to make sure that it's pretty solid. Or if you want to forward test it, you can try it tonight and then see if it plays out perfectly for you there as well, Falcon. But it looks pretty nice. I mean, depending, your TP stop loss might be a little, maybe we should put a little bit wider, right? Because 100 points looks like it may be too close. 150 actually looks a lot nicer. So there you go. You have a little more cushion right there. So it works perfectly fine. I mean, if you want to play around with it, go ahead and play around with it, Falcon. But I mean, it looks pretty solid to me. All right, anyways, back to US 30. Just want to make sure we're not missing any trades here. It's about to be 8 o'clock, guys. So I'm going to stay on for a little longer. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. If I don't see any good trades coming up within the next couple minutes or so, I'm probably just going to call it a day and not trade, because the market is moving kind of, I mean, it's not moving well at all right now. And the thing is, if the market's moving like this, sometimes it's better not to trade, because you don't want to lose your profits that you made, all throughout the week. Because we made some pretty nice profits throughout the week so far. you know, looking at my account over here, I haven't had any losses. The thing that I hate doing is losing. I never lose. Like if I could do anything, I wouldn't lose a trading, right? So if I look here yesterday, I locked in about 1,000 yesterday. So not that bad. I locked in about 1,000 yesterday. And then the day before that, I locked in about 1,463. So that was one account. My other account I locked in about 2,000. So altogether, I locked in about 6,000 for the week, 5 to 6,000. And then before that, I locked in about 1,000 here too on both accounts. So I locked in about 7,000 for the week so far. And that's pretty much it. I haven't really traded too much this week. It's not as big as my other weeks, but the main key here is that I'm not losing trades, right? You got the main key that you guys want to focus on is risk management and not losing trades. Because if you guys take profit, you know, you can't go broke taking profit. So sometimes it's best to just conserve your capital for a better trading day. All right, I'm still looking for a trade here if I can see anything. I don't see anything right now, but you know, if I do see something, then you know, I'll hop into it. But yeah, there's nothing here right now. Let me go ahead and take a look at the yeah, so Falcon mentioned I'm using your methodology on having a bias looking at fundamentals on DE. It's on capital.com just for information. Yeah, no, definitely Falcon. You can also look on CNBC. I think CNBC is probably a little more accurate. So if you go over here and you click on EU, the DAX is right there. Falcon, if you want to look. I think CNBC is a bit more accurate because they're running 24 hours a day. I know currency.com is good too, but you know, if you want to have the actual bias here, like the way that I do it, you can just pull the DAX right there. You can see it's down 100 points. So this gives you a up-to-date price of like, you know, how it's moving. So just keep that in mind. The data is delayed though, because the market is closed now, I believe. So if you open this like during London session, it'll be active. But right now, I think the market is closed for London. So just keep that in mind if you were curious, because if you want to trade US indices, they're here. European indices, the DAX, UK 100. I don't know what these are. I don't trade them. Asia, the Nikkei, Shanghai, HSI, ASX. You know, depending on what you want to trade, everything here is on CNBC. Even Forex, it's crazy. They added Forex to here. They never had this before. They had Forex, and they also have crypto. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, so if you want to look, CNBC has everything on it right here. This is the main website I go to for information. All right, anyways, back to the charts over here. Let's see, Lisa said, Shawn, when there is a pullback after a red signal, like on the 3-minute, do you wait for the green signal and then enter on the next red signal? Or do you enter on the pullback to entry without another red signal? So I wait for the pullback. So Lisa, basically what I'm looking for here is, because each, like if you look at each signal here, it has to be opposite, right? If we have a momentum upwards, we need a momentum downwards. Vice versa, for momentum upwards to come up, we need one here before we get another sell. So like you were mentioning, like for example, right here, if we took this trade here, this would have already hit full TP. So this trade's already done. This is already done. What I'm looking for now is I'm looking for a opposite signal, because we can't get a red after a red, right? We need to have it's red, then green, then red. So I'm looking for a green one here. And then as it comes back down, I catch the red as it comes back down this way. That's pretty much how we took this trade right here, right? So like right here, for example, we had the retracement here. We had that buy signal. What I was waiting for here was for a sell signal. So I let this push up. And then as soon as we got that sell signal right there, I was like, okay, perfect. This is what we were waiting for. We waited for the retracement. And then we caught the momentum back downwards. And then we caught it right here for a sell. And then that's pretty much how I would have taken that trade. And then obviously, you know, full TP. So that's basically what we're looking for here, Lisa. We're looking for that opposite signal to confirm the retracement. Because here's the thing, like these indicators, the way that they help is that they indicate momentum swings, right? Like for example, you can, like if you didn't have the indicators here, you could have like easily have thought that it would have came up from here, right? So like for example, if I turned off the indicators right here and you saw it coming down and you saw this retracement right here, you would have been like, okay, it's retracing up and then it's coming back down, right? And then if it comes down like that, this is where people get trapped because they don't have the indicators. If you have my indicators here, if you turn this on, you're like, oh, there's no momentum. The retracement hasn't confirmed yet because there was never an opposite signal. So for example, here, if you don't have the indicators and you take this for a sell, you're probably gonna get screwed, right? Because you take the trade here, or it would have went straight down. So you could have gone screwed, or it could have went in your direction. But like for example here, it could have shot up like that, and you would have gone screwed. This is actually a better example right here. So like for example here, right? If you're catching this as it comes up and you see as it comes back down right here, at this point, you probably would have entered a sell right here, and then you probably would have gone screwed. Right? Because it would have gone down a little bit, would have tricked you, and then you would have gone stopped out. But if you have the indicators right here, you can actually confirm that, oh, that was probably not a good trade because you didn't have a retracement up. Because you get a lot of fake outs. That's why I created these indicators here to prevent us getting caught in these fake outs. Because that's what generally happens in the market. People get faked out when they follow price action, and then it it confuses them to think that it's going to go in one direction, but it really doesn't. Let's see, Resol said, Shawn, for scalping strategy 3 minute, is it valid? Is this a valid buy signal right now? If we get a green signal, it would be, but I wouldn't have taken it because I use the bias here, Resol. So like basically what I look at is I go on the 10 minute and I see what the bias is right here on the technical side, right? Prices below the pivots, the trend meter is red. So I'm not looking for any buys. I'm only looking for sells. I go here on the 1 minute. This is the same thing. It's starting to shift up, but I'd be waiting for it to come back down to take the sell in this direction. Same with the 3 minute here. Even if you got a buy here, I probably wouldn't take it because the bias is so strong downwards, and I would just catch it as it comes back down. So, I mean, technically you could take it if you wanted to, but like I mentioned before, I don't like to lose trades. So I only take trades that I'm like 100% sure are going to hit. So let me show you an example here if I can find something. Okay, so like for example, right here at 23:39. Actually, no, that's midnight, so I wouldn't have taken that trade anyways. That was in the market opened over here when it reversed upwards. I'm just trying to find a trade that went in one direction but wasn't actually a good trade, just so that I can show you, what I mean by that. Let's see. All right, so 6 o'clock yesterday, the 22nd. Okay, so this is a perfect example right here. So looking at this right here, Razul. So looking at this right here, you can see on the 10 minute, it's below the pivots, right? But looking over here on the 3 minute, we have a buy signal right here. So this is what you were just asking about. You're like, oh, if this comes up right here, would this be a good entry right here, right? Technically, this would be a valid entry, but like I mentioned, I wouldn't have taken it because you're going against the trend. The bias here on the 10 minute is bearish, but here on the 3 minute, it's bullish. So if you took this trade right here, you would have made some profit there, but you would have ultimately would have came down, and then you would have gotten stopped out right here, right? So that's why I wouldn't have taken the trade there, even if it's a valid entry, just to have that full confirmation that you're looking for. So yeah, I mean, if there was a buy signal there, possibly you can take it, but I personally wouldn't because the bias here is for a sell. Because the bias here on the 10 minute is a sell, 3 minute right here is a sell as well, and the 1 minute here, it's now turning into a sell. There's a possible entry here off the 1 minute. I'm not going to take it, but if you guys want to follow it, feel free. I'll just mark it up right here. I just don't like how the market's moving right now. It's not really moving very smoothly at all. Last thing I want to do is enter a trade, and then it ends up reversing on me. So this would be a 1 minute scalp right here, full TP right there. So full TP, you guys can see how quick it moved right there. It's the same strategy as the 3 minute. It's just applied on the 1 minute time frame. So I'll just put this over here. So same exact strategy. Look, we look for a valid K2 momentum signal. We had a momentum sell signal right there. We want to confirm prices breaking, closing past pivots 3 and 4. It's not doing that, so we skip that. We go to 2B. Confirm prices above the pivots for a buy or below for a sell. Right here, it's below. So with that said, we enter this for a sell, and there you go, full TP off the 1 minute. So if you guys caught that, you guys, great work. But I didn't catch it because it's just the way the market's moving right now. I don't really want to trade how it's so uncertain. Yeah, no problem, Razzle. All right, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I don't think I'm going to be taking any trades today. Which is fine. Like I mentioned, you guys don't have to trade every single day, right? I'm already up pretty nicely in profit for this week. I have no losses. I don't want to risk taking a trade and then risk having a loss. when it's unnecessary, especially here on the 1 minute, it's kind of choppy. So it's not something that I definitely want to play with. Here on the 3 minute, I was hoping that we were getting a buy signal there, like how you were mentioning earlier, Razul, so I could catch the sell as it came back down, but unfortunately we didn't get that buy signal, so there's no entry there. Okay, so Rick passed his FTMO or his funding talent, whatever he took, right? So Rick, big congrats to Rick over here. I know Rick's had his ups and downs with his trading, but definitely, bro, you locked in some pretty massive profits right here, 8,053. So nice work, Rick. Off that right there. If you guys are here in the premium, you guys can see what Rick mentioned over here in the premium trade talk. Nice. Javier here needs to get to sleep. Damn, Javier's crazy. This dude works like 24 hours a day. So yeah, Javier, I'll catch you here tomorrow morning. Yeah, definitely great work, Rick, with passing those right there. All right. So, all right, guys. So I think that's it for this session. I mean, I didn't take any trades, unfortunately, but a lot of you guys did lock in some pretty nice profit. Looking over here at these saved messages, I pretty much saved everyone's trades for today. So if you guys have more profit that you guys want to send over, go ahead and send them in any of the groups, and then I can basically put them together for today's profit post. So like looking at everyone's profits for the day, you can see the timestamp. It says today right here. Rick locked in a total of 8,053 for the day. Kevin over here locked in 2,007. Josh over here locked in about 1,000 right there. Brittany locked in 1,094. Tommy locked in 3,718. And I didn't call any trades, guys. So like basically whatever I didn't take any trades myself. So basically if you guys know the strategy or you guys were just following the markups that I made on the chart during the live session, this is pretty much everyone's profits for the day. So yeah, like I said, Rick made 8,000. Kevin made 2,000. Josh made 1,000 right there. Brittany made 1,000 right there too. Tommy over here made 3,718. Mike over here made 1,617. Rick earlier 1,000 off that account. Larkin made about 1,000 right there. Cheryl made about 2,000 right there. Tam made about 3,104. Ryan made about 584 right here. Mercedes made 1,255. Jeff made about 3,000 right there. See, Maddie over here made about 800. And then earlier that day, he made about 376. Lastly, Patricia made 1,700 and Tam made a total of 2,669. I think that's it. Vincent over here made about 122. Nice work, Vincent. And then Angela here made about 500. So that's about it for today. Everything else was from yesterday. Oh, Rick, sorry. Rick said he made that for the month, not for the day. All right, so John over here, he locked in 2,856. Nice work, John. All right, so John over here, he locked in 2,856. Nice work. Albert over here too. He locked in about $100. So as you guys can see, everyone's doing pretty solid here. I didn't make any trades myself, but if you guys were following this live session or you guys knew the strategy yourself, you guys could have easily had profited or passed your FTMO or at funding talent, whatever you guys decided to take. So definitely, big congrats to everybody here who took these trades here. So let's see. Azriel said, Shawn, hi Shawn, is Instagram the fastest way? No, Instagram is probably the slowest way to communicate with me. Azriel, I don't really go on the Instagram at all. The best way to contact me would be on Telegram. So if you could message me on Telegram or you can email me, just go on the website. If you want to send me an email, just go on the website, k2trades.com, go to contact right here, and then you can put your message right here. Otherwise, if you want to just message me directly, you can message me on Telegram. Just go into any of the K2 groups, and then you'll see my username is at K2_Shawn, or no, at K2_trades, sorry. And then that's how you can contact me on there. But Instagram is probably the worst place to contact me. I don't check Instagram. That's probably checked like once a week, if not longer. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here real quick. See, Cal said that's a nice little order block on the 3 minute time frame could get the green momentum up to hit it, and then red. Oh yeah, no, definitely Kel. So let me see. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it could. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it could, it possibly could, but it's just, just the way that the market's moving, I just don't feel comfortable because I like trading when the bias is pretty strong. The bias right now is only down 30 points or 20 points now. It's not even like 50. If it was in the 50 range, then yeah, I would have been a little more inclined to take some trades. But the thing is, I don't want to be sitting on this session for like the next hour or two and then take some risky trades because the market starts to shift kind of funky around like 9 to 10. Oh, actually, the Fed's speaking right now too. So Fed member Bostic is actually he just started speaking. The news event just started right now, guys. So right here at 8 o'clock, Fed member Bostic just started speaking. So he's currently speaking right now. So you could probably see some volatility in the market depending on what he's talking about. So you guys just want to keep that in mind. Let's see, Razul said, Shawn, on Forex Factory, how do you see if the news is positive or negative on the dashboard? So when you pull up the calendar right here, the number will be red or green. If it's positive, it's green. If it's negative, it's red. So like, as you can see right here, the crude oil inventories came up, it was green, so it's positive. If it's red, it was negative. That's how you would see, but I wouldn't base, I wouldn't base I wouldn't base your trades off positive, negative news because it doesn't usually go in that direction. It usually sometimes goes opposite result. So I would just use this as, as a benchmark as to like when price moves. So if you see spikes in price, you could base it off the news, but I wouldn't trade off the news. Just keep that in mind if you're wondering. So other than that, let me see real quick if there's anything else to look at. Falcon said, just to be sure, technical bias is set from the 10-minute time frame for short or long, then 3-minute for scalps are taken on the technical. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. And then additional confluence would be the trend meter fundamentals. Yeah, pretty much correct, Falcon. The 10-minute will be leading and the 3-minute would be following. So you want the 10-minute and 3-minute to be matching because your entry is taken on the 1-minute, right? So you want the bias on the 10-minute and the 3-minute to match. And then the 1-minute is where you take the actual entry. So just keep that in mind if you're wondering, right? Because that's going to be the difference there because you're not really, it just really depends on which trade you're planning on taking. But yeah, your bias you want your bias to be the same on the 3-minute and 10-minute. But then your 1-minute is going to be the, obviously it's going to be the actual entry point. All right, guys. So I think that's it for today. I don't know if you guys have any other questions. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, I think I'm done for the day because I'm going to, as you got to go on the website. Just go on the website, k2trades.com. That's where you'll get access to everything. So if you go here on the website, k2trades.com, click on unlock your free access, and then you'll get access to all the links. Because there's a lot of links to send to you. I can't send them to you here on the YouTube. There's way too many links to send over to you. So yeah, if you want to sign up, just go there. It's free, and then you can get access to everything from that point. So other than that, I think that's it for the day, guys. I don't really have anything else. Nick said, did you guys hit that 1 minute? Walked away for a bit. Yeah, no, I marked it up right here, Nick. I didn't take it because the price was going back and forth. It wasn't really, I wasn't feeling it, so I didn't take it myself. But I mean, some people did take it because I did see quite a bit of people show some profit here. Yeah, activities, exactly. No good trades on US 30 today. It's just been, market's been kind of choppy. It's been kind of slow. And right now, Fed member Bostic speaking. So I don't want to trade while he's speaking and then end up getting caught in a reversal or something like that. So if you guys want to keep trading, feel free to trade from now until noon. But I would be careful because the Fed member Bostic is speaking right now. So they can easily spike price one way or the other. Yeah, definitely. Nick said, yeah, sketchy day for sure. All right, guys. So I think that's it for this session. I think that's pretty much it. I answered all your guys' questions. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out on Telegram or through email or wherever you guys want to reach me. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys back here for tomorrow's live session. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. It is Thursday, so volatility should pick up a little bit as we get close to the end of the week. And then from there, we'll wrap up the week on Friday. So other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. If not, I'll catch you guys in the Telegram.